What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett.
I'm Lance.
This is Rants.
As always, please remember to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and share our content.
And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
At Rants.
Yeah. Today, we're going to get to do our first episodic videos of Umbrella Academy.
Yes, Season 2, Episode 1. And this is a show that's very close to my heart because this is one of my top shows right now. It's this one and The Boys, and I've been excited for this for a while.
So forgive us today if we get a little bit tired. We're going to try to binge watch this as much as what we can.
We're going to try to watch an episode, do a video. Watch an episode, do a video. See how many we can get through today.
We just got done doing episode 1. So, what did you think of it?
You know, I liked it. I felt like the lead up from the trailer and everything, it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was still a good episode. I'm
curious as to know how they get together in the end. Like that's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Because they
got to link up. Or what's the point of the show? You know.
Like how is Five going to find them in all these different timelines? Like how is he even going to know where to look?
They're in the same timeline.
No,
it's just some have been there longer and.
Yeah, but is he going to have to go back?
No, because they're all in Dallas somewhere.
Because that kind of sucked to leave some of them there for 5 years.
They're all in Dallas somewhere.
Yeah, but I guess that's what has actually really happened to them.
Yeah, so Klaus, he's been there 3 years because when the show comes back on, it's 1963, right? Klaus showed up in 1960.
Now this is the one thing about Klaus is I feel like he's in the perfect decade.
That's why, that's why I was even telling you a while ago to be. Well, I mean, he's been sober since towards the end of season 1. But if he was going to be using drugs and partying and stuff like that, what better timeline than the 1960s?
I mean, he's probably got to feel like he's in heaven, and then he's a cult leader. That's if I kind of imagine.
I could see him as a cult leader. But the bad thing is, if he come up to me and was like, "Hey," I'd be like, "Yes."
You remember back in school. You don't have to take these tests, to find out, kind of what your dream job would be. Cult leader would probably be his.
It probably would have been.
It would probably been. Because, he's not going to function in any other job besides cult leader.
I'm more interested in Luther than I was season 1. Season 1, I was kind of bored with Luther. This one, it started out with Luther really funny because he's looking for Allison, I guess, of course. Cause,
I love the guy that's screaming with him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like, Allison. And Luther's just like,
what are you doing?
What is this guy? Anyway, so I like that. So it kind of piqued me a little bit with Luther. I didn't care for him in season 1.
I'm kind of curious to kind of know exactly what's going on with him. Is like you were saying earlier with the Fight Club thing.
Yeah, the Fight Club thing.
That's kind of weird.
When Five finds him. And he's like, "Hey, we brought Doomsday back with us. I need your help." He's
like he don't care.
This was his exact reaction. He was like, "Oh, I don't give a shit."
Yeah, I know. It's like you've just been told you got 10 days to live, and you're like, "I don't care. I'm a bouncer now." Or I guess that's what he is.
It's because he blames Five for abandoning him there for a year.
Even if somebody abandoned me, if you took me to an alternate timeline and you abandoned me,
I'm not going to die.
And then you come back and you say we got 10 days to live, be like, how do we stop this? I'm not going to be like, screw you. I'll worry about that till 10 days, 11 days from now.
Luther being like that with Five is he's like, "Oh, you left me in this time by myself for a year." Okay, you had people around you, right? Like, this was a normal time frame where you could go and work here. You can meet this guy. You say this guy you're working for is your friend. Well, when Five got stranded, he got stranded for 45 years in an apocalypse. I know,
and then they want to... And so, the ones that's been there for, a year, they're like, you abandoned us. He was abandoned for 45 years.
But
he had to marry a mannequin.
Argument could be the argument could be he did that to himself. He chose that. He did it to them.
True, but I guess. But I wouldn't be like, hey, I was in solitary confinement for 5 minutes to a guy that's been in there for 45 years.
My thing with this, here's my thing. Klaus shows up in 1960, Allison 61, Luther 62. Then it was Vanya and number 5 both showed up in 63, and so did Diego. But the other ones, Klaus, Allison, and Luther. Klaus had 3 years to try to figure out how to stop this crap.
Klaus doesn't give a crap.
But don't you think he should? Like, he just gonna die too?
I feel like if there's anybody you can maybe convince to do something about the end of the world, maybe Klaus.
I think the only person that, honestly, the only
it.
person that could really convince Klaus to do anything about it would be Ben.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ben's already dead, so he doesn't really have any stakes to it. I guess he could be like,
he doesn't want the rest of the world to do it.
Like, I kind of wonder, like, why did he not cross over? Like,
well, he says
he's got some kind of unfinished business or something like that. Yeah. And so I kind of wonder what it is.
Yeah.
They always hinted kind of in season 1 there was Luther that was kind of partly responsible for his death. I almost kind of wonder.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to fill us in and show us what happened this episode. I mean, this season.
You know, it's kind of almost unbelievable. We've gone this far and we've never found out exactly what happens. Hopefully, that's a question we'll answer in season 2.
But a lot of people probably didn't have. Well, we did, but a lot of other viewers probably didn't have a lot of interest because he wasn't really part of the show.
Yeah, I know. I feel like
out of sight, out of mind type of.
Yeah, I feel like in season 2, episode 1, I kind of feel like he's been in a lot. He's taken more proactive role.
He's had a way bigger role this season than he did all of last season.
So I'm really excited about.
And I feel like even though he's a ghost and the only person that can hear him or see him is Klaus, I still feel like he's a character.
Yeah,
I could really get into.
Yeah, but if you look at the previews for season 2, I mean, he's going to play a role.
We have kids. Sorry, guys. You might hear them every now and then.
Yeah. Everyone's a critic.
Even kids.
Bad reviews all around.
But so are we. So. Yeah.
It is called Rants or
That's kind of the purpose of this channel.
To rant.
And to criticize.
Yeah. So, basically. But so, okay. I feel like Klaus is good with this season. I'm still big on him. I'm excited. I think there's going to be a bigger role for Ben.
I was bigger with Diego last season than I am this season.
See, me on the polar
You're the
opposite.
Yeah.
But
that's good.
I want to know what is her name? Lila or Lila? I'm interested to know what his relationship with Lila, or if this is just going to be like an episode 1 thing. Or if she's going to play like a bigger role.
I think she's going to play a part in the show, but I don't.
You see her in the previews and a couple of different things. Already
from episode 1, there's I know she's crazy, but I can deal with crazy. But there's something about her I just don't trust.
Well, I think she's either really obsessed with Diego or something's going on. Like, I mean, I feel like she possibly could maybe be.
I don't understand why she acted like Diego. I don't understand why Diego she acted so offended that Diego didn't want to eat her sock bacon. Like, she pulled a piece of bacon out of her sock. She's like, "What's up? I smuggled it out of the kitchen."
But to be honest with you,
I don't want your sock meat.
I would never turn down bacon personally.
Dude, I love bacon, but if some crazy chick shows up and pulls it out of her sock...
If I knew it was actual bacon, I'd eat that junk. I don't care. Might be a little musky.
Do you have a foot fetish?
Might be a little musky. No, I guess I was a dog in my past life.
You have a bacon fetish.
I do have a bacon fetish.
Vanya. I'm more interested in Vanya this season than I was first season. First season... Up until, like, what was it, episode 7, episode 8, I didn't even see the purpose of her being on the show.
I still don't, to be honest with you.
To end the world.
But, yeah, basically.
I mean...
Okay, this is where I have a problem with Vanya starting off in season 2. Exactly. Like, that was her getting hit by a car and getting amnesia from getting hit. Like, what?
That's
because
the issue I have, too.
That was the equivalent.
I understand if, like, the car had, like, ran her over, she flipped up in the air or something.
That would be like...
Went up over the windshield or something. But the car bumped her, she falls, and she's like, oh! It's like I know I'm Vanya, but I don't remember anything else.
Yeah, it's like your car that's pulling up, in a Walmart parking lot, and it just, like, taps a buggy. and it just barely pushes the buggy on. That's kind of what happened with Vanya, and that's the amnesia.
And, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I think that was a little ridiculous.
I still have more interest in seeing what's going on with her than what I did with season 1.
I want to know how her relationship with like Luther and all of them are going to be once she gets back. That's what I'm saying,
because I would figure other than Allison, because we touched on that in that Vanya video we did. Other than Allison, the rest of them don't give hardly two shits what happened.
Basically, but see, I kind of feel like
Allison is my least favorite character.
Yeah, okay. I don't understand Allison. I don't understand how, like, she's already got married, and
she's been there 2 years,
and
she's coming up on her 1-year anniversary.
Like, I just feel like too soon. Like, I mean, like I didn't understand.
I kind of feel like it's kind of weird that they.
Why didn't she go and start her own cult? Like, she literally got the whisper.
I kind of feel like it's kind of weird to me that the greatest love of her and Luther's life is supposedly each other, which is weird in its own because they were babies when they became brother and sister. Kind of
Cersei Jamie thing.
Kinda.
Yeah, really.
Except there's no blood. But you were raised up that way since you were a baby because they were pushing them in the stroller.
And I don't know why the brothers and other brothers and sisters.
I don't even know if they know about it.
I'm pretty sure they knew about it because it showed those in season 1. It showed those flashbacks.
Yeah, but the only people who ever caught them in the act was Hargraves.
I wonder what he thought of that. Like,
oh, he didn't like it because he was like, "Y'all don't need to be up here."
And be like, "Y'all are weird."
Even he thought that was kind of weird.
I know, he was pretty weird dude himself.
But my thing is, if that's the greatest love of your life, how come you've been married twice and neither time it was to that guy?
Yeah, I mean, has she even kissed him? Like, I mean,
I thought in
I don't know.
I think did it show in the flashbacks when they were teenagers kissing? But I don't think they did as an adults.
Well, either way,
even if they never kissed, I
wonder if she's got a new husband because of her powers.
I don't think that's why. I think she's trying to not use her powers because she doesn't want history to. Well, I guess it's not really history. She doesn't want the future to repeat itself because they went backwards, so it's not history.
I always kind of wonder, because during the 1960s, the civil rights movement was a big thing. I almost kind of worry that she's gonna screw something up, like her being a part of that. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I don't understand.
When you're dealing with something as big as that, I kind of feel like, okay, she's got to really be careful what she does being in Dallas during that time in that situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I kind of feel like that's something she's got to worry about or should worry about, but apparently doesn't care about. But I'm interested in. Oh, go ahead.
Number 5. I was kind of jumping. Yeah. But if you want to touch more on that, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, I was going to go to Reginald Hargraves. I'm excited for.
I'm excited to get to see him as a bigger role than other than him being dead. Like in season 1, he wasn't that big of a thing to me because he was dead. I mean, yeah, they did these little flashbacks and they told you that he was a monster basically. Yeah. As far as raising them, but now you get to see what led up to that, and I hope that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I want to see the creation of Pogo. That's what I want to see.
I do too, because I actually enjoy Pogo.
Pogo was not my favorite character. For most of season 1, I thought he was the ultimate bad guy. See, I thought he was the one that killed Reginald.
Hargraves had put his brain or his memories at least into Pogo. I thought that Hargraves staged his death to bring them back together as a superpower team to try to stop the end of the world. Yeah. I still kind of think something went on like that.
Well, I mean, I almost kind of wonder if them going back in time is going to be the thing that lets him know that.
Hopefully we find out.
But if that's the case,
because in the trailer it kind of shows you that they're talking to him and they're like, "Oh, in such and such date, you adopted all these kids for this reason." So I kind of think that is where they're going to go, but I want to see it.
But then at the same time, if he knew his mistakes and he knew that Vanya was the one that ended the world, why? Why would he even allow her to live?
I don't think he did then. I think that they're going to show him his mistakes and tell him how to fix them. Why would he? But if it was me, I wouldn't necessarily not allow her to live.
I would kill her.
I wouldn't. But I wouldn't adopt her.
No, well... No, I wouldn't have adopted her either.
You know.
I wanted no part of that.
But...
you know...
Number 5. When he comes back, and it's like... He comes back, and Hazel shows up, and he's like, come with me, you know, blah, blah.
When did him and Hazel get to be best buddies?
Yeah, I don't
remember
that. I guess
toward
in season 1
I guess
when Hazel
co-workers.
Well, no, I think it was in season 1 when Hazel talked to him and was like, "Hey, I don't want a part of this. I'm not trying to kill you. I'm not trying to kill."
Well, actually,
siblings.
He was, but
well, he didn't. He stopped.
I know, but he stopped. I know.
But then he came to 5 and talked to him and was like, "Hey, I'm out. I don't want to do this no more. So you ain't got to worry about me. You got to worry about Chow, basically."
Yeah.
So I guess they kind of became not really friends, but they weren't enemies.
And you know, I'm glad in episode 1 they actually kind of explained, because that was my biggest question going in. Why was he old? And they actually explained that.
Yeah, they did explain that, and I didn't understand. Like, he shows up, he tells Five all this, and Five's like, "What about my family?" And he's like, "Well, you can't save them if you don't live."
And why only show up like 10 days? What is up with the 10 days, 5 days?
Same thing in episode 1.
I know.
Like, that's what Luther tells him. He's like, "The world's going to end in 10 days," and he's like, "You always say that."
Yeah, why not? Why not just he's like the person you don't want to show up at your door.
I didn't understand. Hazel's sitting there. He's telling him everything, and he goes, "Oh, the assassins come off the bus," and he's like, gives him the briefcase. He's like, "Go run." Why does he even need the briefcase? He can time jump without it.
And why didn't he save Hazel?
I don't know.
And you see those Swedes are like kind of
Swedish.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell.
Swedish,
I've
Danish,
never heard
or
them
something
talk.
like that. I guess they're mutes. I don't know.
They don't even talk to each other. They're just like.
I know.
But they're very incompetent because they couldn't kill Five.
Yeah, and you know, I kind of feel like they were incompetent, because they couldn't kill Five.
And then at the end of that episode, they go to the mental institution to kill Diego, and they can't kill him either.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I think they're incompetent. I think they're probably terrible assassants. But to be honest, the commission actually had terrible assassins. Because
the only person they killed was an old guy sitting on a bench.
Yeah, basically. Because they're bad shots.
Definitely.
They're really, really bad shots. That's the first thing I noticed about it.
And then I didn't understand when when Five asked Hazel about Agnes. He was like, "Oh, she died of cancer."
Yeah, I didn't understand.
She died of cancer, but we had 20 good years together. How, if that timeline they lived in no longer exists because Vanya blew up the moon?
And another thing
or Allison blew up the moon using Vanya, whichever way you want to look at it, because I still think Allison's more to blame than Vanya, because she should just put her down.
And another thing, and another thing I don't really understand is, why did the Russians nuke?
Or invade to nuke.
Yeah, invade. Yeah. While they're invading, they're like, "No, we're going to nuke."
You know, screw our soldiers. We'll kill ours too, as long as we take America out.
What'd be the point of nuking something if you want to take it over?
I don't understand. I don't understand quite yet. I understand that JFK's assassination has something to do with all this. Yeah. But I don't understand Diego's personal obsession with being the hero and saving JFK.
I think it's kind of like that counselor said. He's got like a hero complex.
He's definitely got a hero's complex. And I personally think that even though they're in a timeline before they were even born, he's trying to prove something to their father before they ever even meet him.
I actually believe that too.
But for me, that about does my review on episode 1. Stay tuned for our review over episode 2.
Yeah.
It'll be coming up shortly.
Yeah. Yeah, and as always, guys, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
And subscribe, like, comment, and share. And we will see you guys in the next episode.
Wish us luck. Episode 2 next.